Hattis Daughter. I am your tarot reader, and hello Sagittarius. I hope you are doing well. This is your general reading for June 2020. And the center of your reading, Sag, is the Ace of Pentacles. And I love that this is the center because that means it's going to touch every aspect of your energy, from your moon energy to your sun energy to your immediate present. And aces represent new beginnings, new starts, especially in those things tangible. And we're talking about your finances, we're talking about housing, we're talking about job, and even your health. So that energy is there, that frequency is vibrating for you to take advantage of it. It's not something that's just going to show up at your front door, Sagittarius, but it is something that almost gives you like that little push. You know, when you go to the beach and there's this wave that comes and you're standing in, it just kind of sways you a little bit. That's the frequency that is working for you for the month of June. Now, with that being said, let's go on to your moon energy. And your moon energy is where you resonate emotionally. This is where our feelings are. This is where we speak to spirit and meditate. And this is where they also start answering those, those meditations and manifestations and such. All right, so the first energy you have there is the Three of Pentacles, the Five of Wands, and the Nine of Pentacles. I get such energy from this. I feel like you've been transitioning from a certain belief system. And when I pick up that energy from the Nine of Pentacles, I get the energy of I have transitioned. This is where I am. This is my new belief system. And I've been trying to come up with this analogy that wouldn't be offensive, but I guess I'm just not feeling too creative. But the only thing that comes to me right away is, let's say that you were super duper religious at one point. Perhaps you grew up that way and you went to church every Sunday, and you went to Bible study every Wednesday, and that's what you knew, and that's how people knew you, and that's what they knew of you. But now somehow something has shifted. It hasn't changed, but you shifted and you've transitioned into this different type of Christian that still believes in certain things, but perhaps you participate in certain things that are Buddhist related, right? To where you meditate with bells, but you still pray, and that's how you do it, right? But yet your friends and family who grew up with you a certain kind of way, they're like, that's strange. Why are you ringing bells as you pray? We've never done that before. What are you doing? So it's causing these discussions and accusations even, like of, how can you call yourself Christian and you're doing this? So that's the example I'm using, but I'm feeling like that whatever you transitioned to, you're feeling very confident about it, and you're probably the only one within your circle or your group, because there's definitely a group. So it's whether you have a circle of friends or a group of people you work with, it's a group of people, and you're kind of standing alone for the most part, not fully, but for the most part, in this new belief system. Okay, and it's just causing a little bit of rift here and there because they're questioning it. They don't understand it. And not only that, I feel like they're even a little jelly because your confidence is making you shine so much. You have stepped into this new light that they're just not used to seeing you in. Okay. Now let's go to your sun energy, and this is your ego. This is where I see you, and this is where you are seen. And you have the Two of Swords, the Knight of Wands, and the Three of Cups. Interestingly enough, you have the Three of Pentacles in your moon energy, and you have the Three of Cups in your sun energy. So definitely, whatever this transition is, perhaps you transitioned into, again, let's just use a similar analogy and let's incorporate yoga. Right? So now you go to yoga, you do these like like this is your new thing, but you're still in prayer, right? These two different groups are different. Like this group here, again, and perhaps they're more, I do feel like this is more related to people that you used to do things with in this particular group, and you've done it with them for a while, right? So maybe old friends, old, old family members and such. And I feel like this is a new group of friends. So for example, these would be your yogis, your people who are doing the yoga, and they're vegetarians, and now you're kind of transitioning into this lifestyle, and they're celebrating you. They're like, welcome, the more the merrier. This is also an energy of June may be a very social time for you. And however you do that, whether you're Zooming it or whether you're doing, your mask and your gloves, whatever it is, I feel like June is going to be a very social time for you of celebration and collaboration. And I feel like that as you move forward to this group, right? There is going to be those from this group that don't understand it because they don't understand it. That's what the blindfold is. And they're transitioning and translating into your sun energy because they're challenging you. You know what I mean? And you don't necessarily have to verbally challenge someone. You can challenge someone by not inviting them to things. You can challenge someone by not saying anything at all, right? You can do that whole passive aggressive challenging, like, oh, so you're into yoga now, right? So it sounds like why would you say it like that? Like, it's just yoga, right? So I feel like because of that, they're almost like on the fence with like, I don't know about this new you, okay? But you know what I like about it, Sagittarius? You're like, you know what? If you don't like the new me, and that's this energy here, if you don't like the new me, I don't know what to tell you, right? And the thing is, at the end of the day, it's not a new me. This has always been me, right? And if you know me, I'm not transitioning into like something completely opposite. I'm still transitioning into something that's beautiful and joyful and loving. It just may not look how you're used to it looking, right? And really, Sagittarius, I just see that your confidence is really what's irritating them the most. It's not what you're actually doing or what you're transitioning into and all that other stuff. You're getting tattoos all of a sudden, and perhaps you're on social media a bit more often, and your confidence is what's making them uncomfortable, if I could say, because that's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing some haters looking at your social media like, I'm hating on this Sagittarius. How dare they do this? Okay, so let's go to your immediate present. We have the Knight of Cups, and this is flanking that Ace of Pentacles with the Five of Pentacles. So, again, as we're talking about those tangible things, we're talking about career, money, job. And I feel like that whatever you're transitioning into, I think that perhaps when you started this new job, when you started a job, it's almost like you lived a certain life and you even had a certain career. And then when you changed careers, that's what kind of prompted this change. And when that happened, these people, right, or this group, they felt like, Sagittarius, you just left us out here and alone, right? And oddly enough, this looks like a church window to me. So I don't know why I'm picking up on more like spiritual. There are some groups that are not religious based that I'm picking up on too as well, but it is vibrating there for sure. And the thing is, you're gonna, it's gonna go both ways. So they're gonna offer you to come on back. Like, you know what? Like, that's some crazy stuff. Like, who wants to do that? Come on back to this side, right? And you're like, why would I want to do that? I found me. Okay? And then the other way around, you're gonna also offer them and say, hey, why don't you come to this side? You might enjoy it. You might like it. And at the end of the day, it's about respecting one another's belief system and living with each other and saying, that's okay. You see, because these two is not a good mashup. because there's no understanding here. Because it almost feels like an ultimatum. We're going to expand on that, Sagittarius, to see what Spirit has to say. But first, we're going to expand in your moon energy and see what's going on there. See what all these little spats are about with this Five of Wands and this very independent energy of the Nine of Pentacles and the Three of Pentacles and this collaboration, this group of people. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a collaboration. It just feels like a group. Okay. Wow. Fascinating. Fascinating. I don't think any of this is going to surprise you. Wow. So I expanded on that Three of Pentacles, and we have the Seven of Cups along with the Strength card. So we have some Leo energy here as well, along with some Gemini energy I see here too. So with this group, I felt like that with this group. Like over time, you just started seeing the pros and cons on some of the things you just couldn't resonate with, you just couldn't agree with. You know, you're like, if we are going to say it's out of love, then everything needs to be in love. And the reason I say that is because we have the Strength card that accompanies it. And the Strength card, because it is with the Three of Pentacles and it is that group, this is that courage of speaking up and saying something, even though not all will agree, even though you won't be the favorite, even though you may even be ridiculed, even if your voice is shaking and you look like the outcast, you stood up and you said, I cannot. It does not resonate with me anymore, because these things that used to all look like this now kind of look like that. And like, what is that exactly? And you're like, if I can't really put a label on it, then I can't resonate there. And it took a lot of courage for you to do that. And then when I expand on that Nine of Pentacles, that very independent energy, but it's one of feeling confident in where you are and you feel good in that space. I have the Knight of Swords. You sought out the truth. It's like all of a sudden, and it became your truth. Not the truth necessarily, but your truth, which is also very important. And we have the Two of Pentacles. And once we get the Two of Pentacles, very different from the Two of Swords. This is when you have all the information, or you have enough information to where you can make a decision. You sought out the facts, the truth. And then with your truth, you made a decision based off of those facts. And then when I expand on that Five of Wands, I have the Ten of Pentacles, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Lovers. You made a choice. You made a choice despite the acquisitions and accusations, and I almost feel like maybe even some of them even tried to embarrass you into, you know, like, why would you do that? Stupid, right? Even despite all of that, and we still have a bunch of pentacles here. So this is really about, I feel like it's really about, like, perhaps you changed a different way of what you consider healthy, of what you consider wealthy, even what you consider success. Like, it looks different to you now even. And the Lover's card is all about making a choice based on love, out of love, because of love. And that's why you feel good about it, because you feel like that's how you made your decision. Really, that's what nurtured your courage. That's what nurtured your strength. All right, so let's expand on your Sun energy. you, Spirit. Giving me extra cords. All right, so I expanded on that Two of Swords, and I have the Six of Wands along with the Ten of Cups. And the reason why I giggle is because I sit up here and I shuffle for the longest time. But it's so interesting how your sister signs get similar energies, perhaps just in different positions. So I've seen these cards before, and I love that you have them, especially on this energy of what is Sagittarius doing? Well, Sagittarius is living their true selves. And even though in the beginning we didn't understand it, I respect that you held true to it and you didn't give up. You didn't care that we didn't treat you so kindly. And I feel like that you're getting support from your family and friends, and perhaps it's from this group here. I'm going to expand on that. But you're getting a lot of support with this transition that you've made. And then when I expanded on that Three of Cups, I have the Emperor, which is Aries energy, along with the Three of Swords. I see, I get it now. The energy I'm getting is this group that we had in our moon energy, right? And it was a group. You know, 3 is such an action number. And not only that, it's you know, 3 points of that alchemist triangle that's on the Temperance chest. And there's just something about, you know, more than 2 that creates the balance, right? And for it to show up in your moon energy and then to show up in your sun energy. And then we have another 3 action energy. I feel like that you were almost disappointed by someone who was almost like a father figure or had enough authority in this certain group, right? And you were disappointed they didn't support you. It's like, even if you didn't believe in it, you thought that they would at least support you enough to where they respected your thought process, your integrity, your history and decision making, that they would stand behind at least you making the decision and not necessarily, you know, the decision that was made. Does that make sense? And it was very disappointing to you. And then when I expand on that Knight of Wands, I get the Justice and the Hermit card. And this is really energy of like you didn't take it lightly, right? And remember how we talked about about 3s and being action cards, and that's how you create balance? That's exactly it here. If you look at this scale, it's not 2 things you create balance, it's 3. It's what's being held here that balances these 2. And whatever you put in this one, you want to equally put it here. That's justice. Balancing the scales. And the scale is the most important. So I feel like that when we moved forward, you felt like you were almost put on trial for something you didn't believe was going to be that big of a deal from certain people. Does that make sense? Yeah, like the reactions that you actually did get, you were expecting something different. And it really made you go inside and think like, okay, you started questioning yourself, like, did I make the right decision? Did I really research this enough? I want to expand on this, yeah. So I expanded on that three of Swords, and I got the World card. And the World card is all about cycles and timing. And with this showing up in your sun energy right at that 3 of Swords, it was just a matter of time, Sagittarius, before you made this transition. And now you're starting a new cycle. Are they with you or not? Right? That's what I'd be asking. Are you with me or not? You know what I mean? We don't have to have the same belief system for us to ride this boat, to sail on this wind. We don't. Just have to respect one another. So I expanded on that Knight of Cups, and I got the Sun energy along with the Page of Cups. And this is the start of, creativity, where those ideas start. This is the beginning stages of love, the beginning stages of prosperity, the beginning stages of creativity, really. And with it being here with the Sun energy, this is one of the most beautiful cards in the deck, right? It's prosperous, it's authenticity, it's joy, it's yes, right? So you can feel authentic and feel good that you've made that decision, that you've made that choice. Look, this is all love. This is all emotions. That's what cups represent. And Spirit is like, you made the right decision because you're being authentic to yourself. Sagittarius, are we going to be making a love offer? Let's see here. When I expanded on that Sun energy along with the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups, which was some beautiful energy, I have here the Seven of Swords. And the Seven of Swords represents dishonesty, lies, and things like that, and even thievery. And thievery is what's actually popping up in my head. Listen, if some of us are... if some of us like have a studio of some sort, or you have a room in which you do business, because I don't feel it like on a big kind of big building. I feel like that perhaps you have a small room to where you do hair, or you do yoga, you maybe do yoga videos or massages or something like that. Just watch out for sticky fingers, and the ones who seem the most loving and charming. The ones that seem the most charming, they have sticky fingers. They have sticky fingers. Yep. So just watch out for that. And then I expanded on that Five of Pentacles, and we have the Wheel of Fortune along with the Ace of Wands. So we have such really great energy that's happening in your immediate present. So we have the World card. We're starting a new cycle, and we're going to start it on the upside. And then with the Ace of Wands, come on. This is a new opportunity. We already had the Ace of Pentacles. So this Ace of Wands is moving forward with those ideas now, those passionate pulls that have been calling you, Sagittarius. This is encouraging you to take off. What is it that you're passionate about? What is it that you really want to do? Oh, I think we're losing power, so we gotta wrap this up, Sagittarius. All right, so I am going to expand on your Ace of Pentacles, Magician, High Priestess. Whew. So for me to expand on the Ace of Pentacles, and I always feel like when I expand on that last center energy, it brings me back to the beginning, right? So with that Ace of Pentacles, we have the Magician along with the High Priestess and the King of Pentacles. That Magician is the energy of the idea before the idea is the messenger to God, right? And then you have the High Priestess there who has a scroll of your life already. It's already written. And what's written is that you are going to have that succession, that success, and whatever that means to you, and it means something different to all of us. What is it for you, Sagittarius? Because you're getting this energetic frequency laid out for you to get towards that thing that you desire and that you want. And intuitively, you're being led, and intuitively, you are sharing those ideas with Spirit. Bravo. Okay, now let's pull your angel card for June for Sagittarius. And your angel card, Sagittarius, is communication. This is huge. And I feel like the reason why this is huge is because these things we don't understand with the people who aren't used to seeing us in this light. Once we communicate to them exactly, your true self, your authentic self, where you are now, there's going to be understanding and there's going to be celebration. Like, oh, Sagittarius, you know what? That is pretty cool. I mean, I can't get down with it, but it sounds pretty awesome. And I see that you're happy and that makes me happy. All right, Sagittarius, I hope this resonated with you. Thank you for being so patient with me. I am really trying to get on a schedule to where I upload systematically and not sporadically here and there. So I hope your June is absolutely delightful and I adore you.